Yemeni, if you cuss me out, you know I'm gonna cuss you out, right? What's your
Hey,
background?
how you doing? No cursing. Why you saying cursing?
I don't know because sometimes Muslims come and curse. What's your background?
Yeah, I'm Muslim,
What kind of Muslim?
Sunni.
Oh, so okay. So, but you're not like that other guy, huh? That you reject a hadith.
No, but yeah, we believe in hadith.
You sure?
Huh?
You sure?
Yeah, we believe in the scripture, Quran and hadith.
Okay, good. So we're gonna stay on topic. You're not gonna change topic and run.
What is the
You
topic?
saw the topic, buddy. Eid al-Qamar, the pagan moon fast of Islam. That these rituals that you say is from Ibrahim Ismail, your practices are not from Ibrahim Ismail. You can't prove it.
Which one? Which one? That says sacrifice Ismail. That's
All of it, man. Even the Ramadan. Who instituted it?
Ramadan. But Jews and Christian fast too.
I didn't ask you about fast, buddy. I said Ramadan, dude, when you have to start your fast when the crescent shows and then stop it when the
Oh yeah.
crescent reappears. And then you do Eid al-Fitr. Who instituted that?
Oh, the calendar. The calendar.
Who?
That's
Who
the calendar.
instituted it?
The hadith.
Where did your prophet get it from?
I guess that's for you. That's for you to prove.
No,
If he,
I'm asking you, where did Ramadan, where did he get it from, according to your tradition?
Gibril.
Did the pagans before your prophet fast Ramadan?
No.
They didn't fast, then how did they know about fasting in Ramadan?
No, the Arab pagans they think they follow Ibrahim, so
So they did what?
they should call themselves the followers of Ibrahim. So
The who?
they should claim they follow Abraham.
That's what I wanted you to say. Okay, give me now historical, archaeological, textual proof before 7th century Arabia from any Jewish, Christian, or pagan sources that say the Arabs in Mecca believed that Ismail was their father and the descendants of Ibrahim.
So I'm sorry. He said, "What kind of proof?" He said,
Give me history, archaeology before 7th century Arabia that the Arabs in Mecca said that they are descendants of Ibrahim through Ismail, and show me any evidence that Ibrahim, Ismail went to Mecca before Islam, not after Islam.
"Oh yeah, that's a good topic." The book, I think,
Give it to me.
I think the book of Genesis, Abraham built Mecca.
I want to bury you in Genesis because Genesis 21:17, it says wilderness of Paran, and that's in between Egypt and Shur. And that shows your hadith is garbage because it says that Ismail married an Egyptian woman, but according to your hadith, Ismail married a woman from the tribe of Jurhum. So if Genesis is right, your hadith is garbage.
Okay, but
So answer my question. I'm waiting for the evidence. Show me where it says that Ibrahim, Ismail went to Mecca and they built the Kaaba. Give me sources before Islam, because even Genesis 21:21, did you think I didn't know? It doesn't say Paran is in Arabia. It's between Egypt and Shur. And on top of that, if it's right, your hadith is garbage, Bukhari's garbage, because it says Ismail married an Egyptian, not an Arab woman from the tribe of Jurhum.
okay.
You see it,
Yeah. But
give me some evidence.
I don't have it on me right now.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay, so you have no proof. Okay, how about this? Show me in the Quran where it says the Bayt that Ibrahim and Ismail built, it's in Mecca.
The word is Becca, and I think
No, Mecca is not Mecca. Nowhere in the Quran say Becca is Mecca.
You said it as no.
Let's try this again. You're not listening, Yemeni. Chapter 3, verse 96 does not say Becca is Mecca. It says Becca. So I need you to prove to me that Becca is Mecca. I know what you're quoting here, 396.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Show me from the Quran where Becca is said to be Mecca from Quran.
Welcome to Christianity over Islam, where truth meets challenge. Watch Muslim and Christian debaters face the fire with Sam Shamoun as they defend their faiths and expose deception. Let the truth speak.
Okay, the first is a place for mankind, a blessed place, a guidance to the peoples. Okay, I guess Ibrahim's dua, his supplication to make this city.
What city? Where? The Quran doesn't say.
Oh. So if you're looking for like that evidence, it's like me asking you, where do you say I'm gonna worship me? That's same
No,
evidence.
no, that's silly. No,
Same.
because the Quran tells you a city. It doesn't tell you the city. I want to know. Here, in fact, I'll prove it to you. Who was Ismail's mother?
I think Hagar.
Can you show me in the Quran where it says Hajar is Ismail's mother?
I don't say that.
So it's not in the Quran, right?
No, obviously not.
Okay, so if you go with the Quran, you can't tell me who Ismail's mother is.
Okay, but Hadith. Don't forget Hadith.
Okay, I'm going to get to that because Hadith comes after the Quran. It's going to contradict the Quran. I know, but I want people to see that if you follow the Quran, you can't answer any question, which means either you have to turn to the Bible when it's convenient, like you did, but the same Bible that then contradicts Quran, then you say the Bible's corrupt, or you have to go to sources that it's 100 years later, 100, which is fine because those sources are going to be an embarrassment because those sources are going to contradict the Quran. But so you admit you can't show me that Ibrahim had Ismail from Hajar, right?
We know that. That's a tradition. We know that as a fact.
Okay, but you admit it, right? Because in the Quran, the only woman mentioned by name is Maryam, right? Mary,
Yeah,
mother
Maryam,
of Jesus.
Maryam.
Nobody else, right? In fact, if I ask you, what's the name of Adam's wife?
Hawa.
And does the Quran say it's Hawa?
I don't have it on my head, but
The
the
Quran
Quran
says who his wife is. And the two sons of Adam, according to the Quran, who killed who?
Say it again.
The two sons of Adam in the Quran, who killed who?
Cain, Abel.
Who killed who?
I get confused. Who's the bad guy? Who's the good guy? I'll be honest.
Okay, because the Quran doesn't tell you who the sons were and who killed who.
Okay, because the Quran speaks general about
exactly.
Yeah, general.
But the Quran tells me it explains everything in detail in the book and explains all the verses. How come these details are missing?
Okay, no. If it goes to if it's gonna explain by detail, the book is gonna be like volumes big.
I didn't say that. The Quran said that this is a book that explains everything in it. The Quran says that, and it says it explains all the verses in detail. Let me show you, so you don't think I'm lying.
No. Everything.
No, man. I'm gonna show it to you, man.
I know what you mean. Everything you need to know.
No, it explains everything in the book, not what you need to know. That's what it says. You just misquoted it to me here.
No, but that's common.
What common sense? Who has sent unto
given.
you, buddy? I'm reading your Quran. Who has sent unto you the book explained in detail? Didn't say explain everything you need to know. Who hath sent you the book explained in detail?
Yeah,
Chapter 6, 114. And then here, this Quran is not such as can be produced by other than God, Allah. On the contrary, it's a confirmation of revelations that went before it, and a fuller explanation of the book. Here, what does it say? An exposition of that which is decreed for mankind. All right. Now, chapter 12, Surah Yusuf, not Yunus, chapter 10 is Yunus. Here it says, there is in their stories instruction for men endued with understanding. It is not a tale invented, but a confirmation went before it. A detailed explanation of all things. Detailed explanation of everything. It didn't say explain everything you need to know. And then 1689 right here. And we have sent down to thee the book explaining all things as an exposition of all things. And then finally, even the verses, a book whereof, that was chapter 1689, and here 41:3, a book whereof the verses are explained in detail. Didn't say explain everything you need to know. So the Quran says it explains everything in it, all its verses. So where does it explain who Ismail's mother is, who the sons of Adam were, what's the name of his wife, who ate first, who ate second, who killed who, and where? In fact, according to your Quran, where was Jesus born?
Okay, so one at a time. Let's go Ismail, then it's Isa. One at a time. Okay, those extra details you're looking for is unnecessary. Those details you're looking for is unnecessary details. Because the worst thing is
what are you talking about unnecessary? Who told you it's unnecessary?
because you're asking wife name, who killed that you must worry about his sins.
Yes, I need to know because it says that the one son killed the other. Who?
Okay. Well, as I would have said, we learn.
I can't hear you. Speak louder in the mic,
Oh,
man.
sorry. We learn from stories. Don't kill. That's the main thing. We learn from stories.
No, that's your interpretation. It says we explain everything in the book in detail. That's not explained because I'm not told who killed who and when and where. In fact, here, when it says in chapter 33, 37, this again, this is important because I want to know who Zayd is. Behold, thou didst say to one who had received the grace of God in thy favor.
Yeah,
What?
Zayd ibn Harith.
But where does it say Zayd ibn Harith? And it's not. Zayd ibn, he was here called Zayd ibn Muhammad.
It says Zayd. I don't say Muhammad.
Later it was changed because but okay, how did you know Zayd ibn Harith? What did it say Zayd ibn Harith?
That's the hadith and our
tradition. Do you want me to read those verses again? It says the Quran will explain everything in detail. How come it didn't give me the detail of who Zayd is?
Okay, Zayd is enough. Zayd is Zayd. Like we know you, Sam.
Who's Zayd? I don't know who Zayd is. Who is he? What's the story about?
He's the worker for the prophet. The worker.
Who?
He was the worker. He used to.
No, he wasn't. He was the son of your prophet. He adopted him. That's tradition. But where did the Quran say that?
Yeah, tradition. Like you're Catholic. You believe in the Bible.
No, my Bible doesn't say. My Bible doesn't say that explains everything in detail. Don't appeal to my Bible. My Bible
says how you respect tradition. You respect history.
Buddy, you're not listening. You're wasting my time, Yemeni. Don't let me send you to the Houthi. Listen to what I'm saying. The Quran says it explains everything in the book in detail. My Bible doesn't say it explains everything in the book in detail. You're just admitting it lacks too many details. You got to run to the tradition. You're creating a contradiction. In fact, here.
Yeah, but you're asking for extra information. But you're asking for extra information, unnecessary information.
You mean when the surah of the Quran? When the surah of the Quran, you're talking over, and I'm gonna send you out here because you're not listening.
No.
When the surah of the Quran tells me your God is so angry, he curses Abu Lahab and his wife to hell, and even has a surah about him. And I don't know who the hell is Abu Lahab. You're telling me that's unnecessary? Who the hell is this guy that he's angry with?
Okay, Abu Lahab is the prophet of the uncle. The uncle.
Where does the surah say that?
Okay. When me and you are in the grave, we're gonna be questioned about our sins. When me and you are in the grave, we're gonna answer for our sins, not for Abu Lahab, not for other people.
Don't change subject. The Quran says it's going to explain everything in detail. Your God is so angry, he curses Abu Lahab and his wife to hell. He even has a surah that he has to mention them. So you believe the Quran is uncreated, right?
The speech of Allah, the speech.
So it's uncreated, right?
An attribute of Allah.
Oh my goodness! I'm going to send you to the Houthi because answer directly if it's uncreated, right?
Yes.
These words are uncreated, right?
Yes.
So I want to ask you to answer to the audience for all of us. Your God in eternity before creation is already thinking of Abu Lahab and how to curse him to hell. A man did not exist. Is he that important for your God to then think about him, to curse him as part of his uncreated speech? A person who didn't exist yet? That's why I need to know who he is, that he got your God so angry that your God has been thinking about him in eternity.
Okay, to read the next passage. His wealth will not veil him.
Speak louder, man.
Okay, sorry. Okay, his wealth. It says about the last two verses what he did. His wife,
doesn't tell you what he did.
The wood carrier will have upon
her. What carry the wood for hell.
Yeah, and it will have upon her neck. Yeah, the punishment.
So I want to know again. Your God was so angry with this guy that he was thinking of an eternity, and in eternity, he's cursing him to hell even before he created him. And you're telling me it's not important to know the details? Who is this guy that your God is so angry with that he's even thinking about him in eternity? He didn't think about many people. He didn't think about you or me, but he thought about him. Who is this guy?
By the commentary will tell you if you want extra details.
Commentary, right? Okay. So you see, you're helping me destroy Islam. So you want to leave, man? Because I want to try to save the reputation of Islam. Because every time you go to the commentary, you're proving the Quran is a lie when it says it explains everything in detail.
But you're looking for extra information. That's not fair. That's
How
not
are you
fair.
not getting it, man, buddy? Do I need to quote the verse? Oh my God! Here, I'll give you one more chance.
I know. Come on. Okay, can we
Well, why
change
don't you
subject?
stop while you're ahead, buddy?
Can we change subject if you want to?
Well, the subject is about Allah and that Allah of Islam is a pagan God, not the God of the Bible, and that your rituals are all pagan.
Okay.
That's the subject. See the title?
Okay, one. But how is Allah
Speak
pagan?
louder in the mic for the love of Aisha.
Okay. Why is in the Arabic
Louder.
The Arabic Bible they use Allah. The Arabic Bible.
And the Arabic Bible says Jesus is Allah. So is Jesus your Allah?
No. But I'm just they use Allah. So
You're not. No. Be consistent. If you're going to go to the Arabic Bible,
we're listening to the Christian Bible. Arabic
are
Bible.
you, buddy? Are you going to answer me? You went to the Arabic Bible. My Arabic Bible says Allah is the Father and Jesus is Allah. So is your Allah Father and Son?
No Father, no Son.
No. But you went to the Arabic Bible.
I'm using the Allah word, just God.
No, because you didn't get the point. Let me repeat what I said again. I said the Allah of the Quran is a pagan God. I didn't say
now you said it.
Allah.
Now you said it. You said Allah, that's it. You didn't specify.
What?
You didn't specify. You said Allah, that's it.
I did say that. I said the Allah of Islam, the Quran, is pagan. Go back and listen.
Wait a minute. What do you think about this video? Is their debate factual? Are there lies in what they are saying, or are they saying the truth? What do you think? What are your opinions? Drop them down in the comment section. Let's hear your own part.
Okay.
So, the Allah of the Quran is not the Allah of the Christians, not the and you admit it. So here, my Bible says the Allah of the Bible is the Father and the Son. Is that your Allah?
No.
Say it again.
No, if God is Allah,
louder. I want you to hear it. Say it again.
If God is the Father, who's the grandfather? Who's the grandfather?
That's okay. I want to know who is Allah's wife when he had the Quran, because the Quran has a mother. I'll get there. Don't change the topic.
No.
Answer my question. Is Allah of the Bible your Allah? The Allah of the Bible is the Father and the Son.
Okay, Allah is not a father. I'll say that like that.
Allah. No, I'm asking you: is the Allah of the Christian Bible your Allah? Yes or no?
If Allah means God, yes. Don't.
Okay,
no.
I want to send you out of here because I'm going to repeat it one more time. You're wasting my energy.
No, but you're trying to put me in the
Allah of the Bible is the Father and the Son. Allah is applied to the Father, and Allah is applied to the Son. Is your Allah the Allah of the Bible who's the Father and the Son, Jesus Christ?
I told you, Allah's not a father, not a son. And
no, right? Just can you say no?
Okay, no. Okay.
Okay, so guys, you heard a Muslim admit his Allah is not your Allah. He just buried Islam.
No, because Allah's not a father. That's what I mean.
Exactly. Now let me hear. So I know you're kind of slow. Watch the comment section. Arabic Christians who speak Arabic, is your Allah the Father and His Son Jesus Christ our Lord? You Arabic speaking Christians. Okay, because that's my point. Your Allah is not our Allah. Here, watch the comment section. Watch here.
Because they believe in Trinity, of course, different.
Okay, so why did you appeal to the Bible to show that Allah is God? Because the Allah of the Bible is not your God. Your God is not the Son.
No, because some Christians they object to the word Allah and they curse Allah. But I see
we curse Allah of the Quran, not the Allah of the Bible. That's my point. So who was the Allah of the pagan Arabs?
They worship statues. They had statues.
Who was the Allah that they called to in pagan Arabia?
They had multiple gods. Lat Uzza.
I know they had multiple gods. When they called Allah, who was their Allah?
The creator, the maker.
According to your Islamic sources, the chief god, the Lord of the Kaaba, was Hubal. This, now you want to go Islamic tradition. Islamic tradition says the Kaaba, Mecca, that was the place in the shrine for Hubal, and Hubal was the god of Muhammad's family. Abdul Muttalib, when he went to pray, he went to the statue of Hubal, and as he's praying to Allah, he was facing Hubal. Do you know this, right?
Yes. But
you admit this?
The Prophet broke it. The Prophet broke all of it.
No, I know, but you admit this, right?
There were statues. I told you that. I told that before you.
No, I didn't say statue, buddy. Breathe. Take it easy. I'm getting there. But you admit that Hubal or Hubal, some will say Hubal, that was the god worshipped as the chief god in Mecca, right?
I'm not too sure. I don't want to say yes or no.
Well, I'm going to show you. I'll make sure you get it. Sure. Because
No. I'm gonna also ask some other scholars. I don't want to only
What?
confirm. I want to confirm with multiple scholars, not only with you.
Oh, I'll give you Ibn Kathir. I'll give you Al-Tabari. I'll give you Qurtubi, Ibn Ishaq. Yeah. Here, even Yasir Qadi here. So you hear Yasir Qadi. Yeah, I'm not quoting my own imagination. I'm giving you the Muslim sources. Ibn Kathir and his biography, the Sirah of your Prophet, Ibn Ishaq, Tabari, they all agree with this here, right here, Yasir Qadi. Here, and let me show you the book that he wrote. He did a lecture on the Sirah of your Prophet. Here it is. Hold on, I'll get there. 1 second so I can show everyone. Right here. I want everyone to see. I'll probably go in the kitchen so he can show you. 1 second, my friend. 1 second. So here it is. This is the book I'm quoting from. I'm going to hold it up.
I don't see it. Sorry.
Hold on. I know. Hold on.
Yasir Qadi. Oh, you bought his book.
The Sirah of the Prophet, a contemporary original analysis, Dr. Yasir Qadi.
Yes.
This is what I'm quoting, and I have the Al-Bidayah wal-Nihaya Ibn Kathir, where they took this section where he's talking about the Sirah of your Prophet, and they made it 4 volumes in English. I have that, and I have Tarikh al-Tabari. But anyway, here it is. Let's see what he says. This is from the book. Look what he says. The person who first altered, because like you, he thinks Ibrahim and Ismail went to Kaaba. Okay, fine. The person who first altered the religion of Ibrahim and introduced paganism was Amr ibn Luhay al-Khuzai.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
well, so you agree with that. That's good. The Prophet said, I saw Amr ibn Luhay al-Khuzai wandering around in the fire of hell with his entrails cut open behind him. He was the first to alter religion of Ismail. Amr ibn Luhay traveled to the pagan Amalekites. This is very important. Amalekites mentioned in the Bible. They are from Syria. And returned to Mecca with an idol called Hubal. And thus paganism was born in Mecca. So where did he get the statue? From the Amalekites. What was the chief god? Hubal. Do you know who the chief god of the Amalekites was?
I'm not sure. That's in the Bible. I'm not sure.
I'm going to tell you what Hubal is. Hubal is the Arabic of Hu Baal. He is Baal. The god of the Amalekites was Baal.
Oh, is it the same as Baal?
Say what?
Is it the same as Baal? B-A-L?
Dao? What's Dao?
No, is it the same as Baal?
Yeah, Baal. Yeah, Baal. That's it.
Baal. Yeah. That's in the Bible too. Baal.
That's what I'm telling you. So you understand that this statue is a statue of Baal?
Yeah, but in the Bible they used to call God. They used to call God Baal. Yeah.
And God said, "Stop calling me that because he reminds you of the pagan god." Yeah, I know. Hosea 2:6-17. Exactly.
Yeah.
But this statue is not the God of the Bible, right?
Of course not.
So you admit, I want everyone to hear you admit. So Hubal is Baal.
I guess so. Yeah, you can see that. It looks
so it comes from Amalekites.
Yeah. Statues is bad. Yeah.
So you admit that at the Kaaba, the chief god of Abdul Muttalib was Baal.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll double check. Okay, but I mean, not only with you, but I want to go off and double check. I don't want to.
Say what?
I mean, later on when I log off, I'll double check. But
okay,
look, there was 360 idols, not only one.
But the chief one, buddy, chief one. I'm going to show it to you. Hold on, let me get it. Let me go to my article because I want everyone to see.
Yeah, statues are bad. Yeah, of course.
No, I want to show you that Abdul Muttalib prayed to Hubal, that was his chief god. Okay, I'll show it to you here. Let me see. Muttalib, I don't know if it's 2L here. All right, here you go. Let me get Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir, hold on. So because I don't want you to think here. Ibn Kathir, here you go. This is the life of the Prophet Muhammad, Al-Sirah Al-Nabawiyah, and he agrees that Hubal comes from the Amalekites, okay?
Okay.
But I want to show you here. Ibn Ishaq, this is from Ibn Kathir. Look, Ibn Kathir. Ibn Ishaq stated, it is claimed that when Abdul Muttalib received such opposition from Quraysh over the digging of Zamzam, he vowed that if 10 sons were born to him, he grew up and protected him. He would sacrifice one of them for God at the Kaaba. You know the story. And then the arrows fell on Abdullah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but here, I want you to see who his God was, his chief God. Eventually, he had 10 sons grown up whom he knew. Let me go full screen for a second, 1 second. Whom he knew would give him protection. Their names were Al-Harith, Al-Zubair, Hajl, Dirar, Al-Muqawwim, Abu Lahib, there's Abu Lahib, Al-Abbas, Hamza, Abu Talib, and Abdullah, who became the father of your prophet. He assembled them and told them of his vow and asked them to honor his pledge to God, Almighty and all glorious is he. Now watch. They obeyed and asked him what he wanted them to do. He asked each of them to take an arrow, write his name on it, and return to him. Look where he went to. They did so and went with them inside the Kaaba to the site of their god Hubal. This is Ibn Kathir. So who was Abdul Muttalib's god?
Yeah. Before the Prophet Muhammad, there was.
You see, right? He's admitting this. Good. Okay.
Yeah, but that's obvious. Before the Prophet came.
Now it's obvious.
Were,
all right. Well, be patient.
yeah.
Let me finish. So notice their chief god is Hubal. And you just admit that's Baal, right?
I'm a double check, but I think you're right.
What do you mean double check, buddy? We just said it's from the Amalekites, man.
Okay,
the
but
Amalekites.
I'm asking my sheikh that I trust
You can ask your sheikh, your
okay,
mashayikh.
yeah, okay, it's okay.
Okay, it's Baal. So guys, you just had a Muslim who's honest enough to tell you the
Okay,
god worshipped by the pagans, their chief god is Baal. Baal. You right here.
I'm not a pagan apologist, so I'm not defending.
I didn't say you're pagan. I said the pagans of Arabia, buddy. Listen carefully.
Yeah.
Not you today. The pagans.
Yes.
Abdul Muttalib, because he was a pagan, he worshipped Baal. Good. All right. Now, where there was the well in which offerings to the Kaaba would be placed. They're near Hubal. Remember, he said an arrow, right? He goes, I want to put a name of each one of you on the arrows, right? You just remember that? He says, okay, because he made a vow. Remember the vow? If you give me 10 sons, I'll sacrifice one of them, right?
Okay, yeah.
And he said, I'm going to put the name of every one of you on the arrows to see which one needs to be sacrificed. So he went to Hubal. There near Hubal were 7 arrows, which they used for divining a judgment over some matter of consequence. Question of blood money, kinship, or the like. They would come to Hubal or Hubal to seek a resolution, accepting whatever they were ordered to do or to refrain from. So he goes to Hubal, takes the arrows, and it falls on Abdullah. Okay, it falls on Abdullah. Now, guys, I want you to see the sources. Let me just read it for them. I know you know this. Okay, but watch here. They begged Abdul Muttalib, do not kill Abdullah. Now, guys, if you don't know who Abdullah is, he's the one who becomes Muhammad's father. So when he went and inquired, which of the 10 sons I will now sacrifice? By the way, does that sound familiar? What did the Baal worshippers do? Sacrifice their sons. So what did Abdul Muttalib say? If you give me 10 sons, I'll sacrifice one of them for you. Are you making the connection here?
Oh, me?
Not
the
you.
audience.
I know you know this. Let them follow, man. Let them understand. So now he wants to know which of the 10 should he sacrifice. Okay. It fell on Abdullah. You guys catching this? It fell on Abdullah, who later becomes the father of Muhammad. Okay, now they're begging him, don't do it. So what does he do? Because he can't break his oath. So they left for Medina, where they found the diviner whose name was Saja. He went to a sorceress. See, they're all pagans, man. He's going to a witch, a sorceress. As Yunus bin Buqair reported from Ishaq, was at Khaybar. They rode off again, went to her and sought her advice. Can we make atonement for Abdullah? Can I spare him from being killed? She tells him, look, Abdul Muttalib, telling her of the whole problem regarding him and his son, she told him, leave me today until my attendant spirit, a Karin, a genie, comes and tells me what to do. Are you seeing where Islam came from, guys? I want you to see this. Abdul Muttalib, his god is Hubal. He was going to sacrifice one of his sons to Hubal, which is what the Baal worshippers did. How does he now save his son? He doesn't go to a Christian or a Jew. He goes to a sorceress, a witch, who contacts spirits. You guys got it? She goes, leave me. I'm going to ask the spirit what you should do. They left her, and Abdul Muttalib prayed to God. Next day, they went back to her, and she informed them that she had a message. How much is the blood money you prescribe? In other words, in Islam, if I, let's say, accidentally killed someone, I would have to give 10 camels as compensation. 10 camels, they told her. That being then the case, then go back to your land and present your man as an offering and do the same with the 10 camels. So she's saying, now go to Hubble and then inquire how many camels will take to sacrifice to save Abdullah's life. Pay attention. So what does he do? Right? Then go back to your land, present your man as an offering, do the same with the 10 camels. Then cast arrows to decide between him and them. If the divining arrow points to him, then add to the number of camels. So if the arrow that you're going to use to discern, should I kill Abdullah or the camels? If it keeps pointing to Abdullah, don't stop until the arrow then says, okay, kill the camels. Until your God is satisfied. Notice, until who? I want you to listen because I don't want you to change the subject. Your God is satisfied. Now, who is his God? Okay, because I don't want him to miss this. They did so and went with them inside the Kaaba to the site of their God, Hubble. Are you Christians seeing this? I want you to see this. Who's their God? Ibn Kathir, huh? Not Sam Shamoun or Jochen Katz or David Wood. Al-Sirah al-Nabawiyah. Their God is Hubble. So what'd she say? Go and ask your God, how many sacrifices will you accept from the camels to save my son until your God is satisfied? If it points to the camels, then sacrifice them in his place. That way you will please your God and save your man. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question right after this. Watch her. So they went back to Mecca, and when they had agreed to do as she had said, Abdul Muttalib said prayers to God. Then they offered up Abdullah and the 10 camels as sacrifice and cast the arrow. At that point, the men of Quraysh told Abdul Muttalib, who was standing near Hubble, praying to God. Do you guys catch it? He's by the statue of Hubble, praying to God. It's all over. Your God is pleased, O Abdul Muttalib. Now I'm going to ask you a question. It says, his God is pleased. He accepts 100 camels to spare Abdullah. Okay. Your God is pleased. All right. Again, I don't want you to tap dance, man. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Who is his God? Hubble. Who does he go to and ask? How many camels we accept? Hubble. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Why is he standing by the statue of Allah, Hubble, and praying to Allah? Because the Arabic of Ibn Kathir says he was praying to Allah. Why does he stand before Hubble and pray to Allah when Hubble is his God that he has to ask, how many camels will satisfy you to spare my son? Unless you think it's Allah who wanted Abdullah to be killed and accepted 100 camels to save him. Who's Hubble?
Yeah, Hubble's Baal. We agreed.
No, I know it's Baal. You didn't get my question. Let me repeat it slowly because I want you to answer honestly. Please don't tap dance. We are told by Ibn Kathir and other Muslims, the God of Abdul Muttalib is Hubble. Who Baal? Who's Baal? You just said it's Baal. Good.
Okay.
Baal requires human sacrifice. Does Allah require human sacrifice?
No.
So when he went to this sorceress, this witch, and she said to him, since you give 10 camels as a sacrifice for diya, blood money, go to your God until he's satisfied with the exact number of camels that he'll accept for you to kill in place of Abdullah. So now I'm going to ask you a question. It's not Allah, right, that wants Abdullah to be killed, right?
It's not Allah who wants Abdullah to be killed?
Yes, it's not Allah that wants Abdullah to be killed, right?
It's not Allah. It's not Allah who wants Abdullah to be
So
killed.
in other words, is he going to kill Abdullah for Allah?
Oh, no, because no, they don't accept the...
Oh, good.
No.
So who is he going to kill Abdullah for? Because he's made an oath. If you give me 10 sons, I'm going to kill one of them. Who does he now want to sacrifice Abdullah for?
I'm guessing Baal?
Yes. Because who's going to accept 100 camels as sacrifice after using arrows, divining arrows. This was a way they would discern what their God wanted. Allah or Hubble? Allah or Hubble?
The Hubble, they worship Hubble.
Good, Hubble. And what do you use arrows for? To get Hubble to answer, not Allah, right?
Yeah, that's what the old ways. Yeah.
So now you're going to confuse me, because he goes and he takes the arrows and he says to his God. Remember, it says, pray to your God until your God is satisfied, right?
Yeah.
So he goes before Hubble, and then he says 10 camels, and he takes the arrow to see, will the arrow point to Abdullah or the 10 camels? It pointed to Abdullah. He added 10 more. Pointed at Abdullah. He added 10 more until he got 100. And finally, it pointed to the camels. And it says he did it 2 more times just to be sure. All right, hold on. 100 camels, it pointed to the camels. Wait, let me just see. Maybe it was by chance. He did it again, pointed to the camels. 1 more time. So he did it 3 times to make sure that he got the right answer from Hubble. I will accept 100 camels as sacrifices for Abdullah. Okay, so you got that so far with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm now confused, because if you go back and look in the Arabic, he's saying he stood by Hubble and prayed to Allah. Why is he praying to Allah when he's standing before Hubble? When the sacrifice is for Hubble, he wants to kill Abdullah for Hubble and wants to see, will Hubble accept camels instead of Abdullah? Why is he standing before the statue of Hubble and praying to your God Allah?
Because they used to use statues as mediators.
Oh, so then you're saying that Allah accepted the advice of a sorceress, a witch?
No.
No. You see, I told you you're going to waste my time. Yes, because it was the witch that said, let me ask my spirit what you should do, and then says, go and do this and pray until your God is satisfied. So you're saying Allah wanted Abdullah to be killed, and then he accepted the 100 camels, so he went with the advice of the sorceress. No,
Yeah,
that's what it says.
Yes, everything happens under the decree will of Allah. But that don't mean
That's not what we're saying. It says, ask your God until he's satisfied. And he kept asking until his God was satisfied with 100 camels. But he's praying to Allah. You're saying, yeah, because it was Allah he was praying to and asking Hubble to help him out, which means it's Allah who wanted Abdullah to be sacrificed to him. But then Allah accepted 100 camels. So why is Allah agreeing with the pagan practices of killing your children as an act of worship to Baal, and then going with the advice of a witch, a sorceress, who was inspired by a genie?
Yeah, this was before Prophet Muhammad, and you know that.
You didn't answer the question. Why is Allah accepting these practices and going ahead with the advice of the witch?
Okay, they did it on their own. This happened. This is their own choice.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to try it a 3rd time. She said, the spirit will come to me, and he came and says, offer up camels until your God is satisfied. And then Abdul Muttalib, to make sure the 100 camels was what his God wanted, he drew the arrow 3 times, and 3 times it came pointing to the camels, meaning he was getting answered miraculously by his God. So if it's Allah, why is Allah doing this miracle? To show him, I'll accept the 100 camels. Go ahead and kill the 100 camels so you can save Abdullah. Even though he's using Hubble, like you said, to intercede with Allah for him. And Allah is agreeing to advice that a genie gave a sorceress.
Okay.
Why? Because you said he was praying to Allah, but he went to Hubble so Hubble could intercede. So he goes to Hubble. Hubble, help me with Allah, that Allah will accept this. Okay, so that means you just admit 2 things. Allah is accepting the intercession of Hubble.
No,
And
I didn't say accepted it.
He did, because he answered him saying, I'll accept the 100 camels. Do I need to read it again, brother?
No. It's not a reading. It's the first time I see this. I'm familiar with it. I'm familiar, but in this way, this perspective. But
So I'm going to
I
ask
will
again,
say,
maybe you can answer this. I'm
okay,
going to ask.
I'm gonna tell you why it happened for God's infinite wisdom, so the prophet could come.
Okay, let me repeat my question again, just so you can get it. According to what you said, Allah accepted Abdul Muttalib's going to Hubble to intercede with Allah to see how many camels Allah will accept as sacrifice to spare Abdullah. And he showed him, I'll accept 100. So that means Allah accepted Hubble's intercession. And he also accepted the advice of this sorceress, Saja, who got this advice from a genie. Why?
Okay, this was before the Prophet Muhammad. I don't know why. I don't defend people. I don't defend
so
them.
why don't you come back with the answer? I'll give you the article.
Okay.
Come back, find me, because I don't want to put you on spot. Now you know, go ask your sheikh, come back, because I don't want you to just make up stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, buddy.
Have a good day, Sam.
You too.
Wait a minute. What do you think about this video? Is their debate factual? Are there lies in what they are saying, or are they saying the truth? What do you think? What are your opinions? Drop them down in the comment section. Let's hear your own part.